Okay, this is my February 24th Highlander update. Things are coming along pretty good. A couple things that I did want to show you, some of the side projects. Some of them I'm not ready to show yet, but this is basically going to be the plug for the panel. You can see here. Got it CNC'd out, still a lot of cleanup and finish work to do on it, but this is just the plug that I will make the mold off of. Another thing that's kind of interesting, getting ready to use, it's called a capacitive probe. It's made by a company called Red Avionics. This is basically your fuel sending unit. Now it works, there's a copper wire in the middle, aluminum tube on the outside. It constantly measures the resistance between the two. As the fuel goes up the tube, it changes resistance, gives you a nice steady signal. It gets converted by this little electronic box into 0 to 5 volts, which your dynon or other instruments can read. Anyway, I've got an interesting way I'm going to use that. I'll show you once I actually get all the cool stuff worked out on it. You can see I got the fuel tank cover done. That actually went really well. The other thing I keep forgetting to tell you guys, when you get the Highlander, it comes in this massive container, 18 feet by 4 feet by about 7 feet tall. You end up with all this extra material. It's all made out of 1-inch steel, mild steel tubing. It's perfect for making your rollover fixtures. It's my wing rollover fixtures. I made one for the fuselage. And then I made that massive table over there. And if I had had the room, I would have went, 16 or 18 foot long. Basically, all I did was cut a section 30 some inches out of the height of the container, dropped it down. That middle shelf was already there. That bottom shelf was already there. And of course the top was already on it. Put a second layer of OSB on top of it and makes a perfect strong work table. I didn't weld anything together. When I cut that section out of the middle, I just took little metal rods and dropped down in each one of those holes and then set the top section on it. It worked out really good. Cheap, easy, nice, very stout table. All right, next thing I want to show you is, we talked a little bit about that on the last video, but this is my wingtip extension. I only had to extend it out about 15/16 to get out even with the end of the aileron. And the whole idea behind this was I wanted to use wingtip fits instead of the normal tips that comes with the Highlander kit. And how I extended the spars out was simply buying some 6061, the same OD, twice as thick, 1/8 inch thick, and machine that down. That's what I was talking about in the last video. They simply slide up and in the spar, get the high soled and rivet it on each end, and then of course they fit in these locations. Here, this gets high soled and everything goes on. One thing I had to be mindful of, I had to make sure I remembered, is this is going to be completely boxed in. So if whatever wood treatment you're going to use on this, do that before you put it together. Otherwise you're going to have a section in there that's not protected. And then real quick, I'll show you what I did to the end of the aileron. Kind of the same concept, came ideal, just got an extra piece of webbing, put it in there, and then put the nut plates in it. I can't take credit for that idea. It actually, I'd seen it on one of Steve Henry's aircraft. Thought it was a great idea and it worked out perfect with this. All right, well, I think that's the update for the week. Thanks again for watching.